All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Tom, and I'm going to speak about Protos, which is a decentralized, tokenized hedge fund. So I will up front just say that I'll sort of state my bias. We do have a token sale. Pre-sales went live yesterday. I believe that everybody should hold some Protos in their portfolio because ultimately the mission of what we are trying to build is the best risk-adjusted way for people to hold a portfolio of crypto. But today I'm not going to sell you. I'm going to talk about the problems that we've encountered through many years of building investment vehicles within cryptocurrencies, and the solutions that we have either identified or designed to solve some of the key problems that we all have as investors in crypto and participants. So first of all, who am I and who is behind Protos? I've done 3 investment vehicles in crypto. I've been trading since 2013. In 2013, we did basically a tax-efficient way to hold Bitcoin, which also invested in the Ethereum ICO. In 2016, we did the first fully licensed fund management company in cryptocurrencies in Canada, First Block Capital. And in 2017, we created and launched Protos. The other founders, there's 4 of us in total, have been investing for a combined 13 years into crypto. We've founded 3 tech startups and 1 investment fund, and either sold those or IPO'd those for proceeds of over $400 million. And we've managed quite a lot of other people's capital as fund managers. So the problems. So for whales first, large holders of crypto. As so many of you know, 2010 to 2016 was a pretty predictable period. Your best strategy was to buy tokens and to not sell them when people panicked. In 2017, and so many of us have a sort of gut feel for this, but things have really, really changed, and there's a lot of new projects coming online. How many per day is mind-boggling, and we used to have months to read white papers, now we have minutes. Professional trading teams are entering the market, so we're seeing more activity from firms like Goldman Sachs and others, bringing pretty heavy-duty technology, so machine learning, large data sets, teams of PhDs. I've been trading pretty actively every day since 2013, and the game is definitely changing. And now that we have large portfolios, probably many of us have these wild, overgrown portfolios of tokens, managing them from a security perspective, but also from just an active management perspective, is becoming pretty overwhelming. What happens in the event of a major price reduction, say a 90% drawdown? Do you interrupt your day to deal with that situation, et cetera? And actually, just as a bonus on the last one, one thing that I have personally been guilty of, and I think a lot of us have, is that as a percentage of our personal net worth, we probably hold, at times, a little bit too much in crypto, which is great when the times are good, but for those of us who've been through some of the ups and downs in the past, it can definitely be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. So anybody who's in crypto is going to face those problems I just mentioned, but what about people who are not yet in the market but want to be? So venture capitalists who are getting into the game, angel investors, and the 3.5 billion people with internet access worldwide who should be in crypto but aren't yet. So what is their best way to get exposure to this new asset class? Bitcoin, potentially. If you bought Bitcoin a year ago, that would have been a great return. But there are some limitations to that. It's not the biggest return that many of us have seen. So maybe the answer is to do more of an indexed approach where you're buying, say, the top 6 by market cap, and the return there is a little better. And we hold a lot of crypto in an index fashion ourselves. But what if you want to earn a much greater return, which is now possible in crypto? For example, buying into the Ethereum ICO at 30 cents and realizing a very massive outsized return. That is going to be challenging for new people getting into the market to pick that next gargantuan success. So right now, there isn't sort of an ideal on-ramp to somebody getting into crypto in a way that we would say gives them the best risk-adjusted return. Gives them a lot of upside, but also protects them against downside events and silly things like losing their Bitcoin, which none of us have done. So to summarize, the problems: picking new good tokens. It's more than a full-time job. Trading, competition. managing a big portfolio from a security perspective, especially if you're actively trading. How do you do that? Do you keep them on exchange? Do you keep them offline in cold storage and put them online, etc.? And then getting in for those of us who are not yet in crypto, but even for those of us who are. I mean, just to quickly mention, maybe funds could be the answer to that, but many funds that we're looking at have large lockups or have large minimums, which doesn't help us as larger investors diversify, but it also doesn't help people who just don't have money to get into the market. And we believe that people should, well, globally, even with small amounts of money. So we have thought a lot about what an ideal solution to these problems looks like, and if there could be one. So an ideal solution, in our opinion, would be something where you've got a group of people who are assisting you in your investing. So it's a team of people who are working full-time on your behalf to, for example, pick new protocols. And these are great founders, they're great investors, they know how to pick early-stage stuff. There are traders and quants on that team, and they can manage your portfolio actively. There's a lot of profit to be made in doing things like market making or arbitrage, as many of you know. It pursues a balanced strategy, so risk-adjusted return. Definitely want to pursue some of those early-stage projects, but for us personally, we don't want to put all of our money into just early-stage projects. There's a lot of even just beta, just natural growth to be had in things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. There would be amazing security. So that right now, today, would involve custom security. It would be a custom-designed portfolio security technology approach. There would be no minimums, there would be no lockups, so that you could get out your money same day. Anybody in the world could participate with as little as a couple cents or $1. And it would be transparent. So like what was proposed in the original DAO, which unfortunately didn't make it, you would have same-day reporting and visibility into what was happening, so not quarterly, daily. So we set out almost a year ago to try to design this solution, and I'm going to talk about what we've come up with. So basically what we're talking about is an actively managed fund with some additions that you wouldn't see in traditional funds. So we designed a global, fully compliant, actively managed crypto fund that has that people get into by purchasing a token. And this is not worth reading because it's really complex, but it's basically a global compliant setup so that we could deliver this solution. We chose to work with legal advisors and an ICO banker who had experience in fund tokens. Argonne Group did the first fund token, the venture capital token, BCAP. Skadden has done a number of security tokens, and together with them and a team of about 10 people around the world, we worked on this to design the Protos token. So you get into the fund by purchasing the token, and that gives you exposure to the fund's returns, but the token also actively trades. So you have your fund, which is investing and making money, and you have your token, which is trading independent of the fund, so you can sell that on the open market. In order to deliver that strategy, you would need a balanced team of people who were good at early stage and were good at managing an actively late stage portfolio. So I'll just go over the team. So myself, I've talked about a lot of tech entrepreneurship and then crypto a few years ago. Co-founder Matthew Shaw co-founded and sold an investment bank for $250 million and managed a large amount of money at institutions like UBS. Philip Kaleroff, somebody I did some tech startups with for many years. He's a quant, basically, and he's used algorithms to trade books of over $1 billion. And Mark van der Chies founded the YouTube of China and IPO'd that on the NASDAQ for about $800 million and has been investing in crypto since 2011. We needed a team of advisors who could help us in that balanced approach. So pick early stage protocols, yes, but also manage other people's money successfully. So we have people on the advisory board, such as Fabian, who co-authored ERC20 with Vitalik and is now the lead DApp developer with Ethereum. And Jules Green, who founded the world's largest emerging market hedge fund, was about $52 billion, and he was responsible for trading about $30 billion. So the strategy that we've designed is 35% early stage protocols, so looking to pick stuff like the next Ethereum and support really good projects. So we're not buying every ICO, we're not flipping every ICO, we're investing less than once per month into new projects, and we're picking very, very good projects at a very, very early stage. And 65% is actively managed, so that's tokens or coins that are live and in the market, and there's a tremendous amount that can be done with those, both from a gaining perspective, but also protecting losses. In major corrections, we can do stuff like move money out to cash and then back into crypto, which is not something that a lot of large holders of crypto can easily do. We can pursue pretty typical hedge fund strategies. We do have a data-heavy and a tech-heavy team, so we are pretty focused on using data, building data sets, and building algorithms. So here's where we're at. We launched the pre-sales yesterday, and we've been fortunate to have the support of some great early investors like Fabian and Jules. We're going to run that until the 31st, and then the public sale begins, and that runs until we reach the cap, or until December 1st. All the information to find us. I'll be around, as will Matthew, for the next 2 days. I look forward to talking to you. Happy to talk about the structure and all the challenges we went through to figure that out. And anything else, and connect with us online. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks.